My dear fellow Reliance Infra share owners, I am delighted to welcome each and every one of you to your company's 83rd AGM. Chairman sir, before I commence the presentation, I would like to share with our share owners another major milestone that this company has achieved. You all would all be glad to know that the first cement unit of your company has commenced production. And Chairman sir, with your permission, we would like to present the first cement bag to you. I'll call upon Mr. Arvind Pathak, our CEO of the cement business, to please come and present cement bag to our chairman. I will now call upon Mr. Sumit Banerjee, Vice Chairman of our cement business, to present not a bag but a memento to Mrs. Tina Ambani. Dear share owners, as our legendary founder believed in, if you dream it, you can do it. Over the years, your company is pursuing the direction provided by our visionary founder. I will begin the presentation with the performance highlights of your company, followed by an update of the business verticals, namely power, EPC, and infrastructure. I will then also talk about the CSR activities, awards, and the future that lies in front of us. Starting with the performance highlights of your company. Over the last 6 years, your company has transformed from a distribution company to India's largest infrastructure company. Our turnover in the last 6 years has grown 5.4 times, from 4,600 crores to 25,000 crores. This is a compounded annual growth of 33% year on year. Our net income during this period has grown from 650 crores to 1,587 crores, a 2.4 times growth. So there is a multifold increase in the top line and bottom line of your company. Your company has the strongest balance sheet in the sector. Our net worth has grown from 7,800 crores to over 24,000 crores, a compounded annual growth of 21%. Our book value stands at 918 rupees a share. Your company is very conservatively financed in this sector, and our total debt to equity stands at a mere 0.74. If you compare to our peers, they are all much above 4 times debt to equity. So your company is very well positioned to capitalize on the future growth opportunities. How did we do it? During the period, we have increased our able and agile workforce from 5,900 to 15,300 today, and we are constantly working on nurturing internal talent who can take up challenges and take up the leadership positions in all our growing businesses, which I would talk about shortly. Our number of shareholders have increased from 1.1 lakhs to over 14.1 lakhs, which again is clearly the highest number of owners in this sector. We are proud that we have the largest shareholder family in the sector. Let me start by first talking about our founding business, namely the power business. We were essentially a power distribution company serving power to the city of Mumbai. Your company is serving 28 lakh consumers in the Mumbai suburbs. Our losses, which are known as technical and commercial losses, are the lowest in the country at 9%. And the benefit of this efficiency goes on to all our consumers. The reliability is at 99.98%. What this means, that an average consumer in our area gets a 1 minute a day load shedding, and that is for any reason. Compare this to rest of the country, which do not even get 12 hours power. And this has been because of a very sophisticated ring main system which we have built, where every single consumer of ours can get power from two different distribution transformers. We have used technology to the best level, and we are the largest power distribution company in India. When we started this, when we took over this company, the consumers were not given a good shrift. People were saying that it's a monopoly business, and if a consumer wants service, he needs to come to me multiple times. But we have changed that paradigm completely on the head. We have 24/7 multilingual, multi-skilled call centers. We offer a personalized bill in a language of your choice. So if you speak Hindi, you will get a bill in your choice of language, which is Hindi, so that it is easy for you to understand. And I must say that this is the only company in the whole world which has this offering. We have dedicated personalized My Account services for the visually challenged consumers of ours. We have the Braille bill. All our customer care centers are absolutely world class, and we are creating new benchmarks in the service sector. Coming to the regulatory challenges of your company, the regulatory asset recovery plan has been given to the regulator. The cross-subsidy concept, which is for rich consumers who are migrating to competition, they cross-subsidized the low-end consumers. So the principle has been approved by the regulator. And recently, looking at the skew of rich customers who were transferring owing to incorrect cross-subsidy, the regulator has come out with an order which says that consumers consuming more than 300 units cannot migrate. They want equal consumer mix across utilities. Looking at our good services, our license has been extended for another period of 25 years, and that is till 2036. We would be very proud to serve our very valued customers for the next 25 years. Coming to Delhi, we serve more than 2 out of 3 consumers in Delhi. We have 30 lakh consumers in Delhi. At the time we took over the company, it was known as the theft capital of the world. The average, the AT&C losses, which is 9% in Mumbai, was more than 55% in Delhi, which is the capital city. And if you look, which means for every 100 units of power which was supplied into Mumbai, into Delhi, the company was only collecting money for 45 units. Over the last 10 years, we have brought down these loss levels from 55% down to 18%, which is a world record. Nowhere in the whole world has any company been able to achieve it. This has saved 30,000 crores to the government of Delhi, and the annual savings to Delhi government is to the tune of 5,000 crores, which is 20% of their annual budget. This money is used by the Delhi government for better schools, hospitals, flyovers, metro rail, and whatever else they would like to spend on. I'm happy to say that Delhi has joined the elite league of cities like Mumbai, which also gets round-the-clock 24/7 power. The sale of gensets, inverters, voltage stabilizers have become zero in Delhi. The best customer care centers, practices which have been adopted by us in Mumbai have all been made on offer to our Delhi consumers. At the time we took over, there used to be more than 5 hours a day of power outages, which is now down to less than 3 minutes a day. And we are working towards making the network more robust to bring it down to 1 minute a day of Mumbai. In Delhi, after a period of 6 years, when the power costs had gone up by 300%, the regulator finally increased the tariffs last year by 22% and another 21% in this year. The accumulated arrears for all the distribution utilities has been recognized and the recovery surcharge has started. Also, as per the best practices, quarterly power purchase adjustment formula has been allowed for the Delhi DISCOMs, and this ensures that your Delhi DISCOMs will now enjoy stable cash flows and they would not have to borrow for the loss they were having owing to incorrect tariff. This is now happening across the entire country. This year itself, tariff has been hiked in 30 states and union territories in India. The average tariff hike across 30 states have been to the tune of almost 16%. And states like Tamil Nadu have increased the tariff by as much as 37%, Kerala by 30%, and South Mumbai, that is BEST, by 28%. This is required for the much needed viability of the sector, as the prices of coal, shortage of coal, increase in cost of transport is really increasing the cost of generated power that the utilities are buying. As I had mentioned earlier, we have used technology in a very effective way in our utility. We have put the first outage management system, which is working in Mumbai, which is clearly the first for any utility, which means the computer can make out what is the fault in the system, wherever it is, and it can make it out by the messages that it is getting from various consumers. Each and every consumer of ours is mapped on a GIS system, so the computer knows that you are attached to which cable, which transformer, and which main cable. Looking at the solutions that we had developed for our own companies, we wanted to make available our learnings and expertise. Ministry of Power requested us to put the same expertise for the states, and we have started offering our technology services and our consultancies to the rest of the country, and you'll be proud to know that we have won 6 projects in 5 states. We provide IT consultancy to the IT center of India, which is Karnataka. Also, your company has developed lots of patents and lot of new products of their own development. We have an automatic meter reading solution which your company has, which we are providing to 5 states. We are also providing international consultancy. We are consulting with Nigeria. There are many, many more countries which need our expertise. And recently, we have launched a renewable energy pump, which can bring in huge relief to our multiple villages where no power and no grid exists. It will have a solar panel, and based on that, the pump will work, it will store water in a tank, and it will provide water for agriculture. This has been patented and recognized by the ministry, and we have got multiple orders which we are in the process of executing. Coming to our generation business, as you are aware, your company generates almost 1,000 megawatts of power across fuel classes. Dahanu, which is our flagship company, is running at more than 100% plant load factor over the last 7 years. And it is supplying the most economical, reliable green power opportunities in the country, totaling to $1 trillion US, which is 50 lakh crores. This has been announced multiple times by our Honorable Prime Minister, and the government feels that 60% of this opportunity will be done by the private sector. We have shown continued leadership across all our business verticals, where in most of them we are number 1 or we are in the top 3. We have shown very strong executional and operational capabilities. We have a very nice diversified portfolio with annuity streams, growth streams, and the very high growth infrastructure streams. And we also have a very strong balance sheet, the strongest in the sector, which will enable us to pursue all these opportunities. It gives me great confidence that your company will reach greater and greater heights in the times to come. But as our chairman says, the journey of this company has just begun. We are all set to capitalize on the opportunities in the infrastructure sector. Before I finish, I would like to talk to you about one of our great, or I would say greatest CSR initiatives that we have embarked on, and this has been done under the vision and running of Mrs. Tina Ambani, who has without doubt, I think, made India's best hospital, the Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital. It is the most advanced, state-of-the-art, 750-bed, multi-speciality tertiary health center. In the last 3 years of operation, we have served more than 20 lakh patients, 1.5 lakh cancer patients, 16,000 cardiac procedures. If you look at the infrastructure of the hospital, it is created over 10 lakh square feet. We have 180 ICU beds, 40 dialysis beds, and we use the most advanced environment practices. It is, since it is built now and it has been built under the vision of Mrs. Tina Ambani, the state-of-the-art technology. We have used robotics wherever required. We can make treatments which most hospitals it is not available. Another unique feature of this hospital, and is one of the few hospitals which has it, is we have our own specialist doctors. We have 150 hand-picked world-class doctors who only work in the hospital. They do not do any outside work. As many of you might have found out, if you have to have consultations from 2 or 3 specialists for one of problems, it is almost impossible to ever organize that. Here it is a routine, and you don't have to be very influential to do it. Any patient if it needs multidisciplinary consultation, will be provided. Besides being a great CSR initiative of ours, the hospital itself has its many CSR initiatives. They have health camps touching more than 50,000. They have done 50 housing health camp projects. They provide very cheap surgeries, complex heart surgeries, and free treatment to many patients. With this, I would thank you for patiently listening to me, and thank you.